granted the NDC's application and quashed that order. The judge also directed that the case be sent back to the High Court for a determination, this time with the NDC being heard. Yesterday, that case was finalized, and the High Court judge directed again that the collation processes for these four constituencies have not been completed, and so the Electoral Commission must go ahead and do that collation. That is what has culminated into today's activities here at the Electoral Commission's Accra Regional Office here in Accra. So I've not seen the members of Parliament, the candidates of the various parties here yet. We know that the Tema South is being contested between the current MP Martin J. Mensah Kosa and Dr. Christopher Bayere of the NDC. We've not seen any of them here yet. Well, it looks like there is something ongoing currently at the Ablekuma North table. Let's try and get some of the sounds from that Ablekuma North table.
You shouldn't talk, Dr. Animako. Who are you? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Where have you used?
That's it. Stop this. What is this?
They brought scanned copies.
The electoral commission has given
No, we are bringing it. Let me go. Please, listen to me. Are we using scanned copies? Ghana has never used we've never used scanned copies. We've never used scanned copies or soft copies for police. Let's talk. Let him give us
keep quiet. He has already given the ground.
Take it and keep it. Oh, nobody is ready. No, nobody will do that. Nobody will do that. What I'm saying is,
we want the ground rules.
Oh, he has already given the ground. Maybe you were late. You were late.
I'm asking a question.
you were late.
As the commissioner, please, as the commissioner, are we allowed to use scanned copies? It is about the law. We've never used soft copies. What we are here for? Is it what we are here for?
Doctor, he was late, so come on.
Why I'm saying that these are the decisions of the commission. The commission, not me. Commission. And I took it. I'm saying that guidelines for the completion of collation of parliamentary election results for Ablekuma North and other constituencies. Guideline 1. Please don't touch it. These guidelines are made to guide the completion of collation of parliamentary election results for Ablekuma North and other outstanding constituencies. 1. So 2. For Ablekuma North, 62 polling station results will be collated and added to the existing figure for each of the candidates. This means that collation will start from the remaining 62 polling stations. 3. Collation for other constituencies, i.e. Tema Central, 2 polling stations, Okaikwei Central, 31 polling stations, and Tema South, 147 polling stations. Will add up to the standing number of polling stations to complete the collation of the polling stations, entire polling stations in the constituency and declare the winners. Number 4. Political party representatives should submit copies of their results listed, either in soft or hard copies. 6. Soft copies of polling station results shall be used in cases where hard copies of the results are not available to the political parties. 7. The returning officer shall mention results of the affected polling station to the political party representatives and observer present at the collation center before tabulation of the results. 8. Where there are discrepancies, because we are bringing the results from different sources, between the results of the political parties and the EC, the results of the EC shall supersede the results of the political parties. All stakeholders must cooperate to ensure the successful completion of the collation.
So, Doc, this is where I have my. Is the soft copy coming from the EC or a political party?
No, please,
If the source is
please,
EC,
listen again.
no, then that's fine. That is the
This is not signed. This is not even
Please
signed.
listen again.
This is not signed.
You don't sign that.
If it's not coming from
I don't
EC,
You don't sign that. Say that. Political party representatives.
Doc, did you write this?
Political party.
Did you write this? Were you the author? Are you the author of the guidelines?
Political party representatives should submit their copies.
I believe
Either.
you wrote
So what
it.
do you have
That
to
is
do?
why you asked.
We are submitting our copies.
What you have to do is bring your copies.
Please, Nkasa.
To bring your copies.
Please, we are presenting our copies.
You cannot present soft.
All right, so you had the Director of Training of the Electoral Commission, Dr. Srebo Kweku. So the contention is that the NPP is presenting some scanned copies, soft copies of polling station results. The NDC raised an objection to it, and Dr. Kweku came in to read the guidelines of this collation exercise as set by the Commission for the exercise. Now, one of those guidelines is that the political parties can present either hard or soft copies of the polling station results for the collation exercise. Now, one of the other guidelines is that in cases of discrepancies in figures between the NPP and the NDC's figures, the Electoral Commission's copies of the polling station results will supersede any other results. Now, the NDC still contend that they will not accept the scanned copies of the NPP. So that's currently the contention on the Ablekuma North side. 62 polling stations and 62 polling stations still outstanding. The Member of Parliament, the NPP's candidate for Ablekuma North, Nanekua, they said they won't allow you to present scanned. Yeah, but they are raising objection.
Ready to us that if everybody should bring their print sheet, we have brought our simple.
Whether soft or hard, you are.
That's what they are saying. They are going to authenticate it.
You are relying on the Electoral Commission to make a decision whether to admit yours or
They
not.
have admitted everybody should bring theirs, so they do their work.
First of all, what's your name?
My name is Musa Kalam, the constituency organizer for Ablekuma North. Exactly. From where we stand, the EC do not have any pink sheet, nor do they have a soft copy. Does not have any pink sheets. Yes, we've submitted our pink sheets. They are now producing scanned copies and soft copies. EC does not have either pink sheet nor soft copy. And now,
How do you?
per the guidelines, NPP should bring their soft copy so that EC will authenticate. Where have we ever used soft copy for collation? We will not allow soft copy to be used for collation. It has never happened in Ghana. Not from. If the soft copy was even coming from EC, we will have a case. But it is coming from a political party, NPP. Why had this happened? And Dr. Swibo of all people, a seasoned commissioner, a seasoned commissioner, you are allowing this. It will not happen. It will not happen. It will not happen. We don't have any pink sheets.
You don't have any pink sheets.
We brought in our pink sheets. That is how come we had the 219 polling stations collated. This is what they have. This is what I'm talking to the media. I'm talking to the media. I'm talking to the media. What they brought, you see, these are scanned copies. The point I'm saying, MPP is not in charge of collation. It is the EC. The EC is telling us they do not have pink sheets. They also do not have soft copies. Exactly. That is what they do not have anything. And now the commission is telling us they will allow MPP soft copy to be used for collation.
So you're still watching our live coverage of the collation, of the collation exercise of 4 outstanding constituencies at the Electoral Commission's regional office here in Accra. Mr. Evans Nimako, sorry. Mr. Nimako.
Colleagues, friends from the media, we want to assure you that for us as New Patriotic Party, we have our pink sheet. What we went through the other time, we've learned lessons. We will not bring our original pink sheets for anybody to take it and tear them apart. We have our pink sheet. We had a directive from the EC. Submit your report, your results to the return officer. The return officer will look at them. Where there are discrepancy, the EC will have the final decision to make. For us, we have our pink sheet. We've also taken it upon ourselves to scan all of them, so you may attack our pink sheet, but you will not attack the original copies as we were given. That is our statement. We will wait and hear from the return officer. We've been given 1 hour within which to submit our copies. We've given scanned copies to the EC. We also have our original.
Are you presenting scanned copies for some polling?
We've the 62 remaining, we've given them to the EC. Where the EC will want to authenticate, we are ready and we will justify it with the pink sheet they gave us from the polling stations, and we have them.
How did you come by polling station pink sheets all of a sudden?
All of a sudden, we have them. We were given at the polling station. You think we would just not be working? We were giving these pink sheets at the polling stations. And so if you know, all the 281 polling stations will have them.
The last time there was a coalition exercise here, the arrow said you could not present about 33 of those polling stations, and that for reason.
Let him sit and go through. You need to go and look at the Electronic Transaction Act and be advised as such. Thank you very much.
Evans Nimako is the Director of Elections of the NPP. According to him, they have all the pink sheets for the 62 polling stations and will present them as and when the commission needs it, for fear that somebody may just tear apart their original copies of the polling pink sheets. We are holding on to it in the meantime. The NDC's agent.
This is it. Well, just wait. All the cameras should be on Ablekuma South, and let's see whether they can produce that 281 pink sheet. They stand there, and Dr. Sribo is saying we should allow NPP to produce their soft copy or scanned copy for collation.
Are they supposed to present 281 or 62 pink sheets?
Now, that is why we are producing 62. But Dr. Nimaku, who all this while, MPP Ablekuma South said they do not have a single pink sheet. Today, he's telling us they have all the 281. Today, I am happy you asked him that question. that all this while they've maintained they do not have a single pink sheet. How come this today they have all the 281? They are not even talking about 62 again. They are talking of having possession of 2. I want all your cameras. I challenge Dr. Numaku. Even today, he cannot produce 281 pink sheets. Just as he told you a minute ago, he can never. It is a total lie. He brought a pink sheet from other centers and he brought. Look, how do you? EC is saying they don't have pink sheets. They don't have soft copy. And Dr. Sribo is telling us we should allow MPP soft copy for collation. How do we allow a political party's soft copy for collation? Where has this happened before? They should give us one constituency that EC use soft copy for collation, not from the EC, but from an MPP. Where does this happen? It is up to the commission. And Charlie, what is happening in Ghana? Is it a one-party state? What is happening? What is happening? It's party for MPP. This is a constituency, the 2020 election. You beat NDC with a difference of over 24,000. And today you are claiming you criminally you are winning with 4,400 votes. It's one of the past 28 years.
So you had the constituency organizer for the NDC in Ablekuma North contesting the NPP's claims that they have all the 62 polling station results in hard copy. Earlier on December 21, a similar collation exercise was done here. During the collation for Ablekuma North, the returning officer refused to continue with the processes because he didn't have the full complement of the pink sheets, and the NPP could not produce all the pink sheets. Now, the NPP is telling us that they have in their possession all the pink sheets that were given to them at Ablekuma North during the December 7 elections. So, we're still here. The coalition for other constituencies are currently ongoing peacefully. So, on the far left is the coalition table for Tema Central. Right after that, you have Tema South, and then you have Okaikwei Central and Ablekuma North. The Member of Parliament for the NPP's candidate for Ablekuma North, Nanekia Osefrie, is here. She's the only candidate I have seen around so far. There is a heavy police presence inside the coalition room and outside of it. We have officers of the Electoral Commission. Party agents of the various political parties have also been allowed inside the coalition room. So, as it stands, we're yet to complete coalition for any of the constituencies. For Tema Central, it's just 2 polling stations that are outstanding, and so they may likely finish very soon. For Tema South, there are 147 polling stations outstanding, and if you can hear the Electoral Commission officers on that table mentioning the figures and cross-checking with what the parties have. And then you have Okaikwei Central, which has 31 outstanding polling stations. Then Ablekuma North, which has 62 outstanding polling stations. The NDC, earlier we spoke to the Deputy Director of Elections of the NDC, who mentioned that they were boycotting today's processes. We understand that they have filed a notice of appeal at the Court of Appeal against the decision of the High Court yesterday, which directed the Electoral Commission to go and complete the collation for these constituencies.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Yeah. So let you bring us. So bring yours.
Currently, Dr. Sribo Kwekwe is trying to explain the issues to us. So this is still our live coverage of the collation of 4 outstanding constituencies here at the Electoral Commission's regional office. These constituencies include Ablekuma North, Okaikwei Central, Tema South, and Okaikwei Central. Tema Central, Tema South, Okaikwei Central, and Ablekuma North. Now, on December 21, there were 9 outstanding constituencies. Ayawaso North, Ayawaso Southwest, Tema Central, Tema South, Okaikwei Central, Ablekuma North, Domkwabenya, and there was a collation exercise following a court order. Now, after that exercise, 7 constituencies were declared for the NPP. Now, these constituencies included Ayawaso North, Ayawaso Southwest, Tema Central, Tema South, Okaikwei Central. But the NDC had issues with that and took the matter to court and asked the Supreme Court to quash the orders of the High Court that directed for the collation exercise. Now, the court then directed that 4 of those outstanding constituencies' decision on those 4 be quashed because the NDC's rights under the rules of natural justice were denied them after they put in a joinder application when the NPP went to the High Court. And so the court directed that that issue will be taken back to the High Court for adjudication. The court sat on the matter. The NDC raised some preliminary objections, citing jurisdiction issues. The court dismissed that objection and ruled on the substantive matter yesterday, directing that the Electoral Commission continues with the collation exercise and complete the processes. So here we are today. The Electoral Commission engaged in that exercise. A bit of description of what's happening in the room. If you just joined us earlier, there were disagreements with the collation exercise for Ablekuma North. NDC agents disagreeing with the decision of the Electoral Commission to admit polling station pink sheets, scanned pink sheets from the NPP. They've asked the NDC to also present their polling stations as part of the guidelines for the collation exercise today. The Commission is admitting scanned copies of pink sheets alongside hard copies. In cases where there are discrepancies in the figures of both the NDC and the NPP, the Electoral Commission figures will supersede any other. So those are some of the guidelines guiding today's exercise. But the NDC insists, the party's constituency organizer for Ablekuma North insists they will not allow for the collation exercise to continue if the Commission is going to admit scanned copies of the NPP. That election for Ablekuma North was between the NPP's Nana Ekuya and the NDC's Erabna Orbin. For Okaikwei Central, 31 polling stations are outstanding. That election was between the NPP's Patrick Boama, the current sitting member of Parliament, and the NDC's Baba Sadiq. Baba Sadiq was declared winner of that election at the constituency level following the December 7 elections. The NPP have contested that, and now there's a re-collation exercise being done for Okaikwei Central. For Tema South, that constituency was contested between the NPP's Martin J. Mensah-Kosa, the sitting member of Parliament and the Minister for Local Government and Rural Development, and also the NDC's Dr. Christopher Bayere. And for the other constituency, which is Tema Central, it was contested between the NPP's Charles Forson, who unseated the current member of Parliament, Yves Hansen-Norte, in the NPP primaries, and the NDC's E.B. Bright. E.B. Bright was declared winner of that constituency without 2 polling stations. The judge said they could not declare a winner for that polling station without the 2 outstanding winner for that constituency without the 2 outstanding polling stations. I've just seen here the NPP's candidate for Tema Central. You're having to go through this exercise all over again.
It's normal. It's normal. I mean, as we say, once you are on the truth side, the truth will definitely come.
And the truth is that
We've won by 55 votes. Yes, MPP and Charles Forson won for Tema Central. I've said that over and over again. Nothing can change. It's a number game, and once computing the numbers, you can't change it. There's no synergy to it that you say 1 + 1 will be 3. 1 + 1, according to election results, is 1 + 1 is always 2.
yesterday when we spoke to E.B. Bright and her lawyer, Roxanne Nelson-Dafiamakpo, they're saying this is not the end of this matter. Yesterday's court decision is not the end of this matter. Are you going to Parliament, with all this?
Of course. But if you are going to court, the court is there for redress. There's nothing. I don't see anything that will happen that will change the results. We have 148 polling stations, and all ought to be collated, and that's what the EC is doing.
And you're hopeful, you're confident that at the end of the coalition exercise, you will emerge winner.
Since December 7th, at about 10 p.m., I keep telling people we've won by 55 votes. It wouldn't change. No matter what, it will never change. And we've won by 55 votes, yes.
Well, you did win when there was a coalition on December 21, and so you don't expect anything.
No, it's the same numbers. It's a number game, I keep saying it. Computation wouldn't change anything. Okay.
Thank you very much, Charles Forson. The Honorable Patrick Voma, Honorable, it's good to see you. Good morning. How are you?
Good yourself.
I'm fine. You are here to observe for your constituency.
That's correct.
That's confident that
very well.
At the end of the day, you are going to emerge.
Please. Where's the mama?
I'm sorry, sir. Dr. Sribo Kwaku asking me to leave the coalition area. If you just joined us, this is Channel 1 TV's live broadcast from the Electoral Commission's coalition room. The Electoral Commission's coalition room here at their regional office. At the regional office, we're currently being asked to move away from the coalition area and stand behind a certain barricade that has been mounted for media people. So looks like we're done. The commission is done with Tema Central. 2 outstanding polling stations, so it was expected that they would complete for Tema Central soon. We need our microphone. The presiding officer.
All people should be behind. You can give it to him. Please. And you can go.
Please, just fall back. Now fall back. One person is here. All of you cannot be here. All of you cannot be here. Go back. The other say go back. Hold my microphone for me. Hold my microphone. Every day we have been here with you, but don't make the work difficult for us. Okay? Yeah, you project. Please. Go back.
It's okay, it's okay.
Okay. So, good morning, and my name is Francis Chum, Deputy Returning Officer at Tema Central. Now, flowing from the court's decision for us to complete the collation of the 2 polling stations left in Tema Central, we have finalized the collation for all the 147 plus 1, which is special voting, making 148 polling stations in Tema Central. And here are the results. Mr. Charles Forson of the NPP had 18,870. Madam Ebi Bright of NDC had 18,815 votes. Mr. Frederick Enieje, an independent candidate, had 209 votes. Total valid votes, 37,894. Total rejected ballots, 144. Total vote cast, 38,038. Now, in view of the above results, and by the power vested in me, I, Francis Chum, Deputy Returning Officer, Tema Central, declare Mr. Charles Forson, MP-elect for Tema Central. Thank you.
Declared as the MP-elect. Thank you. The Deputy Returning Officer for Tema Central declaring the results of Tema Central following the collation of the 2 outstanding polling stations. So, out of the 148 polling stations that have been completed, Charles Forson of the NPP polled 18,870 votes. Ebi Bright of the NDC polled 18,815 votes, and independent candidate Frederick Enieje polled 209 votes. So that means that the NPP's Charles Forson has been declared a winner for Tema Central and Member of Parliament elect for Tema Central. So that's one constituency done. 3 more to go. Tema South, which has 147 outstanding polling stations. Okaikwei Central has 31 outstanding polling stations, and Ablekuma North has 62 outstanding polling stations. Currently, there is no activity on the Ablekuma North table. There is currently a stalemate on the Ablekuma North coalition table because the NDC have refused to allow the Electoral Commission to admit scanned copies of polling station results, pink sheets that are being presented by the NPP. Now, the NPP have a counter argument to that. For them, they are saying that they have all the polling stations results in hard copies. So they have the original pink sheets of all the 62 polling stations, but do not just want to present them yet. for fear that someone may just tear it up. So they have presented some scanned copies to the Electoral Commission. As and when the Commission needs to verify something, they would provide them with the hard copies of the pink sheets. This is Channel 1 TV, the Election Bureau. It is our live coverage of the Electoral Commission's coalition exercise currently ongoing at the Commission's regional office here in Accra. Commission's regional office here in Accra. The coalition of outstanding polling stations in 4 constituencies. We're done with Tema Central, and Charles Forson of the NPP has been declared winner. 3 outstanding constituencies to be declared later today. There's coalition ongoing for Tema South. There's also coalition currently ongoing for Okaikwei Central, but there is none actually going on currently for Ablekuma North, and this is because the NDC has refused to allow the Electoral Commission admit scanned copies of polling station results. Scanned copies of polling station results that have been presented by the NPP. Now, following the December 21 declaration exercise that was held, 7 constituencies were declared in favor of the NPP out of 9. Now, the 2 outstanding were Dom Kwabena and Ablekuma North. Subsequently, the Electoral Commission has declared the NDC's Ablekuma South as the winner of the NDC.
The battle is ended. We are ready to work, and I'm very thankful to them all.
Well, let me play the Yes. Do you believe that this exercise, you have actually won fair and square?
Of course. We have 148 polling stations in the constituency. We did 146, remaining 2. So this puts finality to the exercise. If you are coming to say that would they be going to court, the court is there for redress, and we are ever ready. But as I keep saying, it's a number game. 1 + 1 is always 2. It is not synergy that you say 1 + 1 will be 3. No, with elections, it is a number game. So once you compute it today, and it is Charles Forson had 18,870. It's never going to change.
No, that's what you right earlier when they did the declaration back at the constituency. They claim she was leading.
With what number? You see, you may have won an election, but it comes with a number. Has she ever been able to mention a number?
What's your message to the constituency?
I'm thankful to them, and we are going to work and uplift the constituency. That's the most.
Anywhere to right.
We work together. We are all Tama people. Tama, we are brothers, sisters. I mean, Tama, we don't have any divide. It's rather unfortunate that this election turned sour.
But why would you say that she was declared winner?
Oh, you didn't say that.
No.
Why was she
Declared by who?
So what are we to expect from yourself as a parliamentarian going into the 9th Parliament?
I mean, we are going to exhibit our experience, expertise, integrity beyond all our analytical basin to support Ghana in general and Tema Central in particular. But I mean, you count on me. We are going to do our best for Mother.
And I'm sure you are hopeful nothing happens from now until tomorrow when you would be sworn in.
If it does happen, I keep saying it's a number game. Numbers do not change. It is only we businesses that will say synergy. That is when I say when I put 1 + 1, I get 5, I get 3. But with elections, the numbers will never change. 18,870 for Charles Forson, 18,815. I mean, it will never change.
Thank you very much.
I'm not aware of anything. I'm not aware of it.
Thank you very much. That was Charles Forson. Charles Forson is the Member of Parliament elect as declared by the Electoral Commission for the Tema Central Constituency. He won the seat by some 55 votes. Forgive us for the break in the audio. What's happening?
All of the sudden, they've changed our table because they've seen that the media will get clear view of the table of Ablekuma North. All of the sudden, they've changed our table to where Tema Central had their table. Exactly, we are ready. Yes, we are ready. We are waiting for that 1 hour. All of the sudden, they've changed our table. You were here. This is the table Tema Central use. Why are they moving us here?
But are you the one to determine for the commission where to do the collation? I'm
not the one. You were here in the morning. They have 4 tables. That of Tema Central, Okaikwei North, then Tema South, then Ablekuma South. So ask yourself, why all of the sudden they've changed our table to that of Tema Central?
That's the prerogative of the commission.
My brother, it's about fairness. We were posing that the media should be close to Ablekuma South's table. They've seen that the media is very close to Ablekuma South's table. We will expose them big time because their plan, EC doesn't have a pink sheet. They want to use MPP's soft copy, scanned copy for collation. It's not true. It's not true. It's not true. Exactly. In the Miss Kwabinet's case, the EC has its pink sheet. So they cross-checked with that of NDC and they were okay. In this case, the EC is saying they do not have any pink sheets. And the commissioners are saying we will use MPP's soft copy. So which other things are we going to cross-check?
Even if the
they will have yes, and when you bring yours, and your people bring theirs, they will compare with
So that is why I'm saying I was advocating for the media to be on the table of Ablekuma North. So where, yes, we want you to view because we know they will produce pink sheet, scanned copies, and soft copies. Okay, so that is why we want. But when they've sent us, you are very far. You cannot see what is going on there. Tema Central, it is only MPP that did it. The NDC reps were not there. There was no NDC representative there. In all we are here, it is only Ablekuma North.
Would you still have issues if the scanned copies of the NPP's pink sheet tally with yours?
What I am saying is, we've never used scanned copies.
And my question is, would you still have issues if they tally with yours?
Not the scanned copies of EC. If it is the scanned copies of EC, we know EC is in charge of elections. But in this case, EC does not have...
You still have issues if the NPP scanned copies tally with yours. There are no discrepancies.
Why are we talking? We've never used electronic means for collation in Ghana. We use the manual system. While all of the sudden, we want to use scanned pink sheets. That is why it is alien to the law. You are journalists. Where have you seen us using spring?
You are asking questions. You are very much.
So the NDC's organizer for the Ablekuma North constituency there vehemently disagreeing with the Electoral Commission's decision to admit scanned copies of pink sheets from the NPP. This is our coverage of the coalition exercise by the Electoral Commission at the regional head office of the Electoral Commission here in Accra. As directed by the High Court in Accra yesterday, the Commission is going on to collate outstanding polling stations in 4 outstanding constituencies. So far, the Commission has completed collating the 2 outstanding polling stations in Tema Central and declared Charles Forson of the NPP as the winner by 55 votes. Charles Forson is now the MP-elect for Tema Central, and he will represent the NPP. So it looks like Okaikwei Central have also completed their coalition exercise. Any moment from now, the returning officer will address us and give us the figures per the coalition that has been done. Per the coalition that has been done for Okaikwei Central.
Okaikwei Central.
So Okaikwei Central results are in, and let's listen to the results by the returning officer.
Okaikwei Central is ready. Good morning, media. My name is Harrison Kwabena Ejakwa. Good morning. Please, my name is Harrison Kwabena Ejakwa, the Deputy Returning Officer for Okaikwei Central Constituency. That has compelled the EC to continue the process where we left off during the coalition day after the election on the 7th. So, per the court order, this is the final coalition. The 31 polling stations that were asked to be added to make it complete. 141 polling centers. After the coalition today, Patrick Yabuama got 21,099 votes. Abdullahi Abu Baba Abubakar Sadiq got 90,360.
corruption has increased somewhat a lot, go up since Afrobarometer round 9 in 2019. It went up a lot in 2022 and stayed around almost about 70 something percent in 2024. If you also look at the rating of how well the fight against corruption
over and over again, how does it feel again?
Thank you very much. We had to follow due process, and we always believed that the numbers were not going to change. But we thank God that we've had a peaceful collation exercise and a peaceful declaration. Thank you very much.
All right, so that was the Honorable Patrick Boama, Member of Parliament for Okaikwei Central, just been declared winner of the parliamentary elections. Just been declared winner of the parliamentary election in Okaikwei Central. So he polled 21,099 votes. Baba Sadiq of the NDC polled 19,368 votes. So per the declaration of the Electoral Commission, Patrick Boama is the MP-elect for Okaikwei Central. You are still watching Channel 1 TV, the Election Bureau. This is post-election coverage of the 2024 general elections, which has spilled into 2025. The presidential election has been concluded. 272 parliamentary seats have been concluded. We're now left with Tema South and Ablekuma North. Tema South and Ablekuma North remaining the outstanding constituencies for the elections. So far 274 constituencies have been concluded per the processes of the Electoral Commission. Tema South, 147 polling stations remain, for which reason the High Court in Accra directed the Electoral Commission to complete the collation of results in those polling stations before that constituency can be declared for a winner. For Ablekuma North, 62 polling stations are outstanding, and the court also directed that the commission must complete collation for those constituencies before those polling stations before the constituency can be declared. There are outstanding issues. There are standing issues with Ablekuma North, which has to do with pink sheets. The NDC has refused to allow the Electoral Commission to admit scanned copies of pink sheets presented by the NPP. The commission gave both parties 1 hour to present their pink sheets for the coalition to go on. As for the NPP, they say they have all the pink sheets of the 62 polling stations, the original copies of these pink sheets, along with the scanned copies. Now, they have presented scanned copies to the commission and will only provide the original copies as and when there is the need for verification, because according to them, during the coalition at the Re-collation Center in Ablekuma North, there were issues with their pink sheets. Some of them were destroyed, and so for that reason, they have learned from that experience and will not, put their pink sheets on the table for a similar incident to occur. Now, the NDC, they are surprised as to how come the NPP is able to come by the pink sheets and do not want the commission to admit the scanned copies either. So that is outstanding currently, and Tema South is also outstanding currently. The NPP's candidate, Ayawaso Efriye, for Ablekuma North, is here. I have not seen the NDC's candidates, Erabna Orbin, yet. For Tema South, none of the candidates have been spotted around. Dr. Christopher Bere of the NDC and the NPP's Martin Ejay Mensah Kosa. That seat, when Re-collation was done on December 21, was declared in favor of Martin Ejay Mensah Kosa. The NDC went to court, the Supreme Court, managed to get the Supreme Court to quash the decision of the High Court, directing the Electoral Commission to do that Re-collation exercise on December 1. And so we're back here again for the collation of results of 147 outstanding polling stations in Tema South. After that, a declaration will be made. What you see in your shot is the Ablekuma North coalition table. Electoral Commission officers, together with the NPP's agents and the candidates, having conversations with the NDC's agents. I see the NDC's constituency organizer. He's been quite incensed about a few things all morning. They're trying to have conversations about the problems concerning the constituency and come to an agreement so that the coalition for Ablekuma North can commence. That is one of the seats that is outstanding. There are currently no problems with Tema South. Coalition is ongoing peacefully, and in no time we expect that to be completed and a declaration be done. Today's exercise started with coalition of 4 outstanding constituencies: Tema Central, Ablekuma North, Tema South, and Okaikwei Central. So far, the Commission has completed coalition for Tema Central and Okaikwei Central. Tema Central had 2 outstanding polling stations. The judge said the Commission had to complete the coalition for those 2 polling stations before going ahead with the declaration. The judge also noted that the returning officer that did the declaration for the original declaration at the constituency level was not the returning officer for Tema Central, and so the re-collation had to be done. So those two polling stations were completed quite early in the morning and declared in favor of the NPP's Charles Forson. Charles Forson of the NPP, who polled 18,870 of the votes out of 148 polling stations that were collated. A.B. Bright of the NDC polled 18,815, and Frederick Enieje, in an independent candidate, also polled 209 votes. That declaration by the Electoral Commission, Charles Forson of the NPP is the Member of Parliament elect for Tema Central. He retains the seat for the NPP. Charles Forson defeated Yves Hansen-Nortede, current MP of Tema Central, during the primaries, and so he will retain the Tema Central seat for the NPP, and is hopeful that he will be sworn into the ninth parliament in the next couple of hours, the 6th of January 2025. Now, A.B. Bright and her lawyer, they say that yesterday's court decision is not the last of the issues in Tema Central. They hope to pursue this matter for as long as they can. Ablekuma North is quite heated. There are still some arguments currently ongoing there. Let's hope to try and get some of the sounds of what's happening there.
We've used 119 scan documents. Who used scan copies? You don't use scan copies today or tomorrow. I'm a stakeholder. I'm telling you. I'm a stakeholder. Yes. We will not use scan copies.
Looks like there is no truce on Ablekuma North as of yet. The NDC continuing to insist that they will not allow for the use of scanned pink sheets as presented by the NPP. The Electoral Commission, though, they have laid some ground rules for this exercise. One of the guidelines the Commission set out today was that they would admit scanned copies of pink sheets together with hard copies, of the pink sheets. Now, the NDC say they will not agree to that because what they know is that it is only hard copies of pink sheets that are used for the collation of election results. So you see in your shot the returning officer for Ablekuma North arranging the pink sheets of the Electoral Commission, and the others continuing to argue amongst themselves.
I don't
Whoever bangs the table, you walk out. I'm telling you. Whoever bangs the table, you walk out. If you bang the table, we put you out. I'll make sure the police will throw you out. Nobody bangs the table. We are here to do collation.
Well, if you heard that, that was the Deputy Director of Research of the Electoral Commission, Mr. Fred Tete, warning the party agents not to bang on the tables, otherwise they will be thrown out. Tempers are high at the Electoral Commission's regional office in Accra as the Commission obeys the directives of the High Court in Accra and collate results of some polling stations in some constituencies.
Interviews them.
Yeah, you are warning about throwing some people out.
I told you Dr. Dimaku stood here and told you he has pink sheets. Why are they using scan copies? It's not allowed. We've never used electronic. It's not allowed.
Why are you people like that? People are there. You are not.
Moses Abo, come on. Why are you accusing us of bias?
No. Oh, now you want to. Our people are there. Okay. You don't even grant them interview. There are issues between A and B. By any time another person raises a concern, then you all go and give him the attention.
Concern, we'll come to you.
No, but it is both. I expect you to do both.
If they raise a concern, we'll
but here, there, you could see my candidate is raising. You could see the other people are raising concern, but you only give one person attention.
Let me find out from you. Your party says they are going to use count.
My party didn't say that. The EC has the ground rules. The EC has the ground rules. And we are going by it. It's not my party.
But are scan copies accepted in collation?
It's not me. You should ask the EC.
But what's your opinion? Are scan copies accepted for
collation? But it is part of the process. It is part of the process. And we went to court. This is the directive from the court. The EC has also set the ground rules. So let's go by it.
But if you have scan copies, those scan copies were derived from original pin sheets. Where are the original?
But if they have attacked our people, take all our pink sheet, attack the EC, take all their pink sheet, and also hide their pink sheet, and come to the Electoral Commission telling us that they don't have the pink sheet. Thank God we have the scan copies, and the EC has also set the.
But you know now, Mr. Nimako is telling us that you, the NPP, have all the hard copies of the pink sheets. He's now telling us that. After the NPP told us that they were attacked at the collation.
No, it is Evans. I am Moses. It is Evans. So, per what I know is what I'm telling you. And my argument here is simple.
And what you know is that the NPP only has scanned copies of some polling.
There's a law binding everything. And this is what everybody is doing. And the EC has sent. So, let us all go by the grounds, the ground rules. Simple, bro. You are here. The ECs are here. You can also interview them and see what the EC is saying.
Yeah, they've already told us about the ground rules. Thank you. Thank you very much. Moses Abo is a former regional youth organizer of the NPP here in Accra, talking to us, giving us his thoughts about what he has observed here at the Re-collation Center. So the contentions continue. The NDC significantly saying that they disagree with the Electoral Commission's decision. But hello, sir. How are you? You're live on Channel 1 TV. What's your name, sir?
I'm Kofi. Kofi.
You are representing the NDC,
No, yeah.
Ablekuma South.
Yeah.
The Electoral Commission, I'll be back briefly. So it looks like the Commission has completed the collation for Techiman South, and so the returning officer will now present his work to the public through the media.
I can see. Just that, please. I don't see what you are. Please, give me space so I can see. Okay. My name is Amate Ajauto, returning officer for Techiman South. Following the court order that we should complete our collation today, we have come to the end of the collation for Techiman South. And here are the results for Techiman South. Martin Kwaku Aje Mensan Kosa polled 46,663 votes. Christopher Bayere Baswenti polled 43,429 votes. Donko Moses polled 140 votes. Boyong Idris polled 76 votes. Total valid votes are 90,308. Then total rejected ballots, 844. Total vote cards, 91,152. Now, there are issues with two outstanding polling stations. And these polling stations, votes have not been added to these votes that I have read to you. And these polling stations are DA Primary School, Bamiri. They have 657 voters. Islamic JHS, Abosu, also have 481 voters. If you add them up, you will get 1,138 voters in these two polling stations. Looking at the results on the summary sheets, even if you add this total number of voters to one candidate, it will not make a change for the winner. And following the number of votes polled by the candidates, Martin Ajeme Sankosa is leading with 46,663 votes. With the power vested in me as the returning officer for Techiman South, I therefore declare Martin Kwaku Ajeme Sankosa as Member of Parliament for Techiman South elect.
Amen. 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 It is possible.
Again as the winner of Techiman South. Talk to us. Techiman. I'm grateful to God for this opportunity, and same to the good people of Techiman South. We give all thanks to God. That will be all for it.
Well, you may have gone through a lot over these few weeks after the first declaration. Finally, you hope this thing doesn't end up in court.
It's the day of the Lord. Let's see what the Lord will do.
Your word to your constituents.
Well, I thank them for the support and their prayers, and God bless everybody.
What about your party, leadership in parliament?
Well, I thank everybody. I thank everybody. Everybody whose prayers and support has been part of this. We thank them. Thank you.
So that was the Member of Parliament elect for Techiman South, the Honorable Martin Ajay Mensah Kosa, who has just been declared winner of the Techiman South parliamentary elections. Martin Ajay Mensah Kosa retains his seat as Member of Parliament for Techiman South. Now he polled 46,663 votes. Dr. Christopher Behere polled 43,429. And so Martin Eje Mensah-Kosa has been duly announced the winner of the Techiman South Constituency and Member of Parliament elects. All attentions now focus on Ablekuma North, where the coalition for that constituency is about to commence. Now, the security officers have been marshaled in at that table. That has been the trouble constituency of the disputes over pink sheets, whether to admit scanned copies of pink sheets or not. The NDC have vehemently objected to the admission of scanned pink sheets from the NPP. And so the 62 polling stations that are outstanding, the Commission will now begin the processes of cross-checking and collation.
NPP 150, NDC 103, rejected 3. C16 09 018. NPP 142, NDC 107, rejected 2. C16 08 018. NPP 236, NDC 147, rejected 2. C16 0210. NPP 175. Rejected 1. C16 0403A. NPP 183, NDC 111, rejected 1. C16 0414. NPP 75, NDC 37, rejected 0. C16 0404. NPP 39, NDC 34, rejected 1. 16 0209. It's not done. It's not done. That's the question mark. That's why the question mark is there. So it's not done. So let's go on. 16 0417. 0417.
You're still watching live pictures from the Electoral Commission's regional office here in Accra, where the Commission, following the orders of the High Court in Accra, has been collating, completing the collation process for 4 outstanding constituencies from the 2024 general elections. Now, these constituencies are Tema Central, Okaikwei Central, Ablekuma North, and Tema South. The Commission has completed the processes for Tema Central, Okaikwei Central, and Tema South. For Tema Central, 2 candidates were involved in that. 3 candidates were involved in that election. You have Charles Forson of the NPP, polling 18,870. E.B. Bright of the NDC polling 18,815. And independent candidate Frederick Enieje polling 209. So today, January 5, 2025, the Electoral Commission has declared Charles Forson of the NPP as winner of the Tema Central parliamentary election. For Okaikwei Central, there were 2 candidates in that election. Patrick Boma of the NPP, the sitting Member of Parliament for Okaikwei Central. He polled 21,099 votes after the entire coalition exercise. Baba Sadiq of the NDC polled 19,368. So the commission has declared Patrick Boama winner of that election, and he will be looking forward to be sworn into the 9th Parliament in the next hours. The commission has also completed the coalition process for Tema South. Tema South, that election was between Martin Kweku Eje Mensah Kosa of the NPP, the sitting member of parliament for Tema South. He won the election in 2020 and went into parliament. Christopher Bayere of the NDC, Moses Donko Moses, an independent candidate, Buyong Idris, an independent candidate. Now, Martin Eje Mensah Kosa has been declared winner for Tema South. What's left is Ablekuma North, which has been in contention all morning. And we're trying to get some of the sounds from there, from that table, which has seen a lot of disagreements the entire day.
I'm a player. Because these figures are not coming from here. It is coming from them. Where is yours? So how will you use all your picture? I don't have it. I don't have it. I don't have it. Why? Then, why is it? And it goes over. You can't tell me that. We can't use one person's sheet for coalition. It is not done. How can we use MPP's sheet for coalition? Why are you saying we should proceed? So we object to it. Yes?
Take me off the when I finish. Take notes. You understand?
If you talk to them, you irritate me because you've shown bias.
I shouldn't talk to you.
All day, so you've shown bias.
You should not talk to me. Simple.
You've shown bias. You've shown bias.
Please continue. Whatever they don't like, they take note of it. Simple.
Rejected. 1609. 12. 1609.
At the Re-collation Center of the Greater Accra Regional Office of the Electoral Commission,
So I mean, you just move, you just pan around. Right, so Ablekuma North coalition currently ongoing. The NDC disagreeing about a lot of things, the pink sheet, figures, and so that process will take a while. Now we have another team outside of the premises of the Electoral Commission. Philip Nilate is standing by what's happening outside the Electoral Commission, and then we'll later come back in for what's happening with Ablekuma North.
is going, you see a downward trend between when the president took office in 2017, when he scored well, to this year.
Well, you're welcome back to the coalition room here at the Electoral Commission's regional office here in Accra. Ablekuma North in contention currently. Coalition is ongoing there, but the NDC doesn't seem to agree with the Electoral Commission's accepting scanned copies of the polling station results on the pink sheets that have been brought in by the NPP. But the NPP have made it known that yes, they have all the hard copies of the pink sheets available, but they are presenting the scanned copies now in case there are any issues and the commission needs to verify anything. They would now pull out the hard copies of the pink sheets. The police are now ushering just about everybody outside, all party supporters who are here, not part of the coalition of Ablekuma North, have been asked to step outside while the coalition for Ablekuma North continues. There's quite a heavy police presence, military, not military, immigration and prison service officers here, making sure that the process goes on smoothly. The commission started today collating results for 4 outstanding constituencies. So far, 3 have been completed, and then what is now left is Ablekuma North. Tema Central had 2 outstanding polling stations, and those polling stations have been completed. And so before we come back into the coalition room and continue with Ablekuma North, hopefully by the time we return, they would have finished, and then we would have results of that constituency. Let's go back to outside the premises of the Electoral Commission, where my colleague Philip Nelate is standing by.
So I'm coming to you live from the outside of the Regional Electoral Commission's office located at Ridge. And the High Court also indicated or gave a command to the Inspector General of Police to ensure that security is beefed up at the Collation Center. And rightly so, that is what is happening here. Just to my right, you can see in your shot the police officers there in their numbers. Also, you can see the fire service officials or officers also stationed in their numbers. Officers from the Ghana Immigration Service also stationed there. Barricades have been formed or mounted to ensure that security situation here is beefed up. Just that when we came here, ordinarily you would see a lot of supporters from the NDC and the MPP side coming here in their numbers to mass up here as the exercise goes on inside. That is the collation exercise. But today the situation is not same. Just that some of the supporters have come here, but not in their numbers. Especially, let me speak to this woman. I don't know what really her issue is, but let me have a conversation with you. Imatoyote.
Dromona. Achomi Okanle mini. Ayi.
My constituency oje.
Ya Ablekuma North.
Miniji osan. E akeni member na ke MP supporter say amete MP bako bi ene. Shingba na nya ba bi mi afia bi.
Wo no ni afia. E money wo opponent e ka no sisi ase aka declare wo. Wo na e ka no sisi what a court. Ni court ke on the 12th no ba. Yes so much ni moko twa mi ake aba electoral commission. Si aka aba na aba fe ko mi ne wo.
The court ha higba ke afi ko hu
ni court e kwa ke meni wo aya parliament meni aba e ka ke meni court take a on the 12 no aba make when ka gbe na agbe no wo president etanu etan ko na gbe ni na ba time na ha e ke wo president time e march 12 on the 12 ha wo no ngmene mokokole aka ba bi wo nyenye na abon wo twa ake no de te no ne wo pinle money akele ba ha wa ke le di wo MPA etu no ko wo Ablekuma
na mo ne
etu e free ye wo sumo le e ba skome e na ni chila ba fanle ne se be ko wo pinle le for good 28 years wo pincho Ablekuma North kanimbo ne pe wo gbo kanimbo wo be go ta pepa wo be street wo be market wo be lokoloko ni wona moko ne be ba die wo no so mom ye bia na nje ka wate so mom to mo slave trade di Ablekuma North ni rable ba ne ba die wo emi mi ni e wo nye gbe na mo ewi ni akeka na 75% I declare no mi ni don
mi jo gbe ko
aso mi Grace Okanle ayi.
So what Grace Okanle ayi is saying, she is from the Ablekuma North constituency, that she was at church and she was giving the notice that some sort of collation exercises happening at the Regional Electoral Commission's office. So she rushed to this place to see what the situation is. But she is saying that the MPP parliamentary candidate, Ekwa Efriye, as they don't want her. That is what she is saying. Well, the race in that particular constituency was between Irabna Obin and also Ekwa Efriye. Irabna Obin of the National Democratic Congress and Ekwa Efriye of the New Patriotic Party. Well, we haven't seen Irabna Obin pass through this place into the center where the exercise is happening, but some of her supporters are here also massing up gradually to put their word ahead that, well, they are still rooting for Irabna Obin, who they say won the elections. Well, the mandamus application has been granted, and that the EC is supposed to finalize the collation exercise. So the EC has to go ahead with this particular exercise. But some of the supporters are not so much in support of what is happening here. Boss, what's your name?
My name is Dogbe Bismarck.
Dogbe Bismarck. From which constituency?
For Ablekuma North constituency, Kwashibu electoral area, and also unit committee member for Kwashibu electoral area.
But ideally, you are supposed to stay home and be watching this on TV or listening to radio, and not to come here and sit here waiting for the declaration.
I'm sure they are aware that there is an injunction filed that they shouldn't continue the coalition until tomorrow. You are asking, and I'm also putting to you, are they aware that there is an injunction on it and they have come here? So are they doing legal thing? And we coming here, are we also doing legal thing? My brother, you see, the work that you are doing, the media work that you are doing, you can't work in your station here, and then at the end of the day, you go to, excuse me to mention one of your sister stations, despite media, for them to pay you. Are they the one that you work for? No. People from Ablekuma North went out to cast their votes. Their verdict shows that they need change in Ablekuma North constituency, whereby past years, 28 years ago, there have been flooded in that area, no proper road, no street lights, nothing better in that constituency. And they said they need change. They have changed you. My brother, people of Ablekuma North constituency has done a lot for every year. 2012 to 2016, you were MP elect for Ablekuma North constituency. There over to your premise, they drop you down. Later, Nanado in government appointed you as an ambassador to China. So you should be grateful to us for what we have done for you. But here are the case. He wants to show us that the constituency is bona fide property, whereby there is no way NDC can loop into it. But it's a verdict of the people who went out to vote. And at the end of the day, people say they don't want you.
At the end of the coalition exercise, if it comes out that the Electoral Commission should declare Ekwa Efriye as the MP-elect for Ablekuma North, what do you have to do about it?
At the end of today's coalition, they will declare who?
If the EC should go ahead to declare Okaikwei as the MP-elect for Ablekuma North. What is your stance on this?
My brother, if you have work, I want to put it to you again. If you have work in your station that you are now, and at the end of the day they have not paid you, what will you do?
Your name again?
Dr. Bismarck.
Dr. Bismarck. So does it mean that some of your supporters will be coming here in their numbers?
Senior man, they are on their way coming. Whatever that we will do to maintain the declaration that was made earlier on, we are still insisting we will maintain that. If they declare Okaikwei, then meaning we have 2 MPs in Ablekuma North constituency. Are they not the same people who told us back in 2020 that if declaration is done, and at the end of the day, that candidate who is not in favor or that declaration doesn't go well with you, go to court? Where has that thing changed, my brother? I'm asking. Where has that thing changed? I was there home when I watched your people interviewing Bossman Nasari. And they quote him, quote I quote. He couldn't find a constitution, the CI 127, stating that there should be a re-collation.
Thank you so much. So as you can see, supporters of Okaikwei, that is Obin, that is the NDC candidate, that is Rabna Obin, are massing here. Well, as soon as you mentioned the other candidate, certainly the place becomes chaotic. But let me speak to another supporter of Rabna Obin and find out from her, what really are you looking at, or what really do you want to get at the end of the entire exercise, and why are you people massing up here in your numbers?
Okay, I will speak to you. Yeah, fine. And then Sunday, and then I think so will be our fear. Oh yeah, now be 1 2 year be kwa sorry ni ade. Dey hono no mo frey say omo ye re-collation biem. But re-collation no mo ye no. Omo ni pin sheet. Yensu ye ni pin sheet. Yi si na nkasa so kra ni pin sheet. Enti mo so mo ye re-collation mo ye ne sen. Then na mo dey count say mo ye sa re-collation no. Eno na ye say ye nti ase. Ana do ye ba ya ni de nti am ye na so amekasa wa hanom no. Ye wa hanom. Yeah, buy a hanum, but Omukita tag no, Omu quine says, Omuko inside. Omukita tag no, or quine says, Omu inside. We are Yankita tag no, buy any yet ho, young costly problem be. But Omukita tag no coincide, so Musim coincide. If you tag, yes.
Omuko inside, Omuko heading.
Oh, Sunny there, a human in Tanya, Mamma tag no. And Tiasa now Kita tag no quite, who quine says, oh, coincide. Now, Cosha de Cosso.
And they say, I know Munkophone be able to come. Oh,
so man, Yama Yadi and the young Crawford be able to come. And I can be as so moon nim no more day. Sit in a queer 3 year BM1. A queer VA panel. In fact, MPP be 28 years, Amonia Mine. And today I decided to say, you are free. And this Omubasa baby, a Subium, the Ablekuma North, one of my best canter. A best sister canter.
I don't know a best canter because it's not the right thing to say already. You know, our Ablekuma North, we've witnessed fire incident happening at the Kwashima cluster of schools at She School. No? It's an allegation you are making.
Omanam causes that problem no because no crime ameno oko hanuman ajuwan ukoye down hanuman ajuwan. Ukoye down hanuman ajuwan a wunya police force di we chiko then na call show hanum sadam. What I say? Into no account na cause
what did he say?
Me the Lydia Mensa.
Lydia Mensa. So that is Lydia Mensa coming from the Ablekuma North constituency. The collation of Ablekuma North constituency is ongoing in the collation room, but the supporters of Rabna Obin are massing up here in their numbers, saying that, well, at the end of the exercise, they still want the fact that Rabna Obin should be declared the Member of Parliament elect. So that is the situation here. You can see the Ghana National Fire Service having their vehicle here. Let me take you inside from the entrance to the inside, and let's see how things are happening. As the security situation inside from the outside into the Collation Center. So you can see in your shot police officers here in their numbers. We would have to go through the barricade, and you can see the police officers here in their numbers, ensuring that no individual without an accreditation comes in here. So you have to go through the first barricade, and this is the second barricade, and you can also see police officers stationed here in their numbers, immigration officers also here in their numbers, ensuring that security is beefed up in this particular place, because that is the order that the court gave to the Inspector General of Police, that, well, security must be beefed up here because of the exercise that is happening. The Ghana National Fire Service is also having their officials here to ensure that they also support the effort of the Ghana National for the police officers, and also the Ghana Immigration Service. So you can see that the whole place is filled up with security officers from all the agencies, all the security agencies, ensuring that this place is intense when it comes to security situation here, and no supporter will be allowed to enter the collation room because they are not allowed to enter. If you do not have the needed accreditation, you will definitely not be allowed to enter into the collation room. So in your shot there too, you can also see security officers also stationed there. This is the road you take to the collation room. So we are giving you the security situation outside and how the Ghana Police Service has been able to beef up security here in this particular place. That is the Regional Collation Center of the Electoral Commission, for the exercise to move on smoothly. So this is the situation outside the Regional Collation Center. That is the Electoral Commission, and individuals who are outside, who want to come inside, will definitely be not allowed if you do not have the needed accreditation. But if you have the needed accreditation, it will either be looked at properly before you would be allowed inside. So as we understand currently, the exercise in there is the collation of the Ablekuma North constituency. But like you saw earlier, the supporters of Rabna Obin are outside, hoping that at the end of the day, the Electoral Commission will maintain that Rabna Obin is going to be the member of parliament elect. But that's the Electoral Commission's decision, and also the results that the Electoral Commission will decide. That will determine who becomes the member of parliament for the area. But earlier, the other constituencies have been declared. That is Okaikwei Central and also Tema Central, Tashi, and also Tema South has also been declared in the favor of the New Patriotic Party. But let's walk again outside, and we just brought you inside to just gauge the mood and for you to see what the security situation here is like with the police officers stationed here in their numbers, because that is the court order that the High Court gave to the Inspector General of Police to ensure that security is beefed up in this place to ensure that the exercise moves on smoothly. It's our expectation that by close of day, all 4 constituencies, the collation exercise will come to an end. Then we'll move to the next stage. But you saw earlier the supporters of Rabna Obin are outside, massing up in their numbers, just finding ways and means to get in here. But the police is also ensuring that if you don't have the needed accreditation, you are certainly not going to come inside. So in your shot, like I indicated earlier, the Ghana Police Service here in their numbers, you'd have to go through 2 barricades before you enter the collation center. If you do not have the needed accreditation, certainly you are not going to come here. So in your shot, you can see the Ghana National Fire Service officials stationed here in their numbers. Also, the immigration officers also trying to also help the situation. So, this is a security situation here at the outskirts or outside the Collation Center of the Electoral Commission in the Greater Accra region. Let me cross over to Charles Owusu-Kumi, who is in the collation room, to bring us what is happening there. My name is Philip Nilate.
Well, welcome back. So you're welcome back into the collation room itself. Philip, with what's happening outside. While we were giving you pictures from outside, the collation for Ablekuma North was still ongoing here inside the collation room. My name is Charles Owusu-Kumi. This is our live broadcast of the collation exercise by the Electoral Commission as directed by the High Court yesterday. The Commission has completed the collation for Tema Central and declared Charles Forson the winner of that election. Charles Forson contested the Tema Central seat with the NDC's E.B. Bright and Frederick Anyeje, an independent candidate. Now, Charles Forson polled 18,870 of the Tema Central votes after 2 outstanding polling stations were added to the already collated polling stations for Tema Central today. Now, E.B. Bright polled 18,815 votes, and Frederick Anyeje polled 209 votes. Now, Charles Forson becomes MP-elect for Tema Central. The Commission has also completed the coalition for Okaikwei Central. That election was between the NPP's Patrick Boama, the sitting member of Parliament, and Baba Sadiq of the NDC. Now, at the end of today's coalition exercise, 31 outstanding polling stations were added to the already collated polling stations for Okaikwei Central. At the end of that exercise, Patrick Boama polled 21,099 votes, and Baba Sadiq polled 19,368 votes. That means that Patrick Boama, the sitting member of Parliament, retains the seat for the NPP and becomes Member of Parliament elect for Okaikwei Central, waiting to be sworn in to the 9th Parliament. Also, the Commission has completed today the election of parliamentary candidate for Techiman South. That election was between the NPP's Martin Ejeme Sakosa, the NDC's Christopher Bayere, and Donko Moses, independent candidates, and Boyong Idris, also an independent candidate. The Commission was directed by the court to add the polling station results of 147 polling stations. After that exercise today, Martin Ejeme Sakosa has polled 46,663 votes. Christopher Bayere polled 43,429. Donko Moses, independent candidate, polls 140, and Boyong Idris polled 76 votes. That set of results means that the Member of Parliament for Techiman South, Martin Ejeme Sakosa, and is now the MP-elect for Techiman South, also to be sworn into the next Parliament as MP for Techiman South. What's left of today's exercise of the 4 constituencies that the court directed collation to be completed is Ablekuma North. Now, the Ablekuma North case has become an intriguing one because there are 62 outstanding polling stations here, 62 outstanding polling stations at Ablekuma North. Now, the NDC has raised some concerns about the Electoral Commission admitting scanned copies of some polling stations that have been presented by the NPP. And so that delayed the process a bit. The Electoral Commission gave all the parties 1 hour to present their polling stations, their pink sheets for collation to begin. Now, the Commission laid down some ground rules for this exercise. One of the rules was that they were going to admit both soft copies and the original copies of scanned copies and original copies of pink sheets. And so the Electoral Commission did admit the NPP's scanned copies of the pink sheets. That has been in contention since morning. The NPP's candidate, Nana Akua Osofri, has been observing the process keenly since morning, and she has been here with her agent. The NDC have their agents also here. Despite having disagreements earlier, after 1 hour, the commission brought everybody together. There were some engagements, and then the collation process began. That process, the last time I checked, 21 polling stations had been collated out of the 62. And so that process is currently ongoing. Now, it's instructive to note that this is not the first time the Electoral Commission is doing a re-collation exercise since the December 7 polls. The Commission got together at the Tesana Police Training School and did a collation for some constituencies, for Ayawaso North, for Akwatia, and declared those constituencies for the NPP. Following that exercise, the Commission also, following a court directive that was sought by the NPP, the Electoral Commission went ahead on the December 21 to come here at its regional office and do collation and re-collation. And re-collation for some nine outstanding constituencies. Well, after that exercise, the Commission declared some 7 constituencies for the NPP. Now, those constituencies included Ayawaso North, Ayawaso South, West, Okaikwei Central, Tema Central, and some other constituencies. There were 2 outstanding constituencies from the December 21 coalition exercise. The NDC still have some concerns about Ablekuma North. Let's hear them.
Which was originally used in declaring a RAB not being. We've already tabulated it, and it's on the EC system, and that's what we are working with. So we've already computed the 219 pink sheet already. You understand? And we are now manufacturing, bringing some manufacturing. No, we are not to provide pink sheet. EC is supposed to provide pink sheet. We have done our very best, providing 219 pink sheets out of. All right, let me.
So the NDC.
Basically, the NDC is just continuing to raise objections about the scanned copies of pink sheets that the NPP has presented for Ablekuma North, making allegations that these scanned copies have, making some allegations against the NPP for generating these scanned copies of pink sheets. I was talking about the collation exercise that happened here on December 21. Two constituencies were outstanding following that coalition exercise. Now, those two were Ablekuma North and Kwabenya. And there were some polling stations that were outstanding in Kwabenya. And so the Electoral Commission subsequently announced that it was going to do a rerun for one polling station before a declaration of Kwabenya would be done. However, the commission then engaged the media, and announced that it had exhausted its internal processes and realized that the NDC's candidates, Ablekuma South, would be rightfully declared the winner of Kwabenya without that outstanding polling station. So that matter has been put to rest, and so the NDC also went to court and told the Supreme Court that the decision of the High Court to direct the Electoral Commission to do that re-collation exercise was wrong, because the NDC put in a gender application that was refused by the judge, and so their rights under the rules of natural justice were denied them, and therefore put in a certiorari application at the Supreme Court, urging the Supreme Court to quash that decision of the High Court. So the Supreme Court agreed with the NDC and quashed the decision of the High Court, but the Supreme Court also directed that that same matter should be brought to the High Court again for a determination under a different judge. And so that case was heard, and yesterday the Judge Justice Ejapong made the declaration, made the judgment, pronounced the judgment, saying that the four constituencies, Ablekuma North, Okaikwei Central, Tema Central, and Tema South, the Electoral Commission should go ahead and complete the coalition processes for these constituencies, because there were outstanding polling stations. Two of these polling stations in Tema Central, two of these polling stations in Tema Central, 31 in Okaikwei Central, 62 in Ablekuma North, and 147 for Tema South. The Commission announced today that it was going to go ahead and do that coalition following the court's orders, and has since successfully completed the coalition of three constituencies. 147 polling stations have been added to the already collated polling stations for Tema South, and Member of Parliament and the NPP candidate for Tema South, Martin Ejemen Sakosa, has been duly announced, declared winner for Tema South. Tema Central, Charles Forsen of the NPP, declared winner after the two polling stations were added to the total polling stations for Tema Central. And then Okaikwei Central, MP and the NPP's candidate for Okaikwei Central, Patrick Yabuama, also declared winner for Okaikwei Central following the coalition of this exercise. Now, we also understand that the NDC has filed a notice of appeal at the Court of Appeal against the orders of the High Court judge yesterday, the judgment of the High Court judge yesterday, ordering the Electoral Commission to go ahead with this very coalition exercise. The NDC continues to raise objections to the use of scanned copies by the NPP for this coalition exercise. Now, some of the senior Electoral Commission officers stepping in to try and understand and resolve the issues that have been raised by the NDC. Ablekuma North has been contested by Nanekwia Owusu-Afriye, the NPP's candidate, herself a former member of parliament, who defeated Sheila Bartels in the NPP's primaries, hoping to go back into the House of Parliament. She's contesting that against Rabina Albin of the NDC. She's not here today. We had earlier spoken to the Deputy Director of Elections for the NPP, Dr. Rashid Tanko, who told us. Let's listen to what is happening there. So, if you just joined us, this is Channel 1 TV. This is our coverage of the post-election processes of the Electoral Commission. December 7 election successfully completed by the Commission. However, there are some outstanding issues with certain constituencies. The Commission has been resolving these through collation and re-collation of results. The High Court in Accra, following the NPP's application, ruled that the Commission continues with its processes and completes the collation of the 4 outstanding constituencies from the 2024 general election. So that is what is happening here today. This is the Electoral Commission's regional office at Ridge in Accra. You're watching pictures from its collation room. Currently, collation ongoing for Ablekuma North. The NPP are presenting pink sheets of scanned copies of pink sheets. The Electoral Commission has admitted these pink sheets from the NPP. The NDC has raised objections to it. But the processes continue. Intermittently, you hear the NDC's agents, one of whom is a constituency organizer for Ablekuma North, raising certain objections about the processes. The last time I checked, 21 polling stations had been completed out of the 62. I must say that largely it's been a peaceful process here today, except for Ablekuma North, where there's been loud voices raised at each other, sometimes insults hurled at each other. It's been largely a peaceful process. For the other 3 constituencies, there were rarely no issues. The NDC had made it known that they were going to boycott the process, but there were some of their agents here. There are some of their agents here as the coalition for Ablekuma North continues.
The difficulty now is that MPP are bringing scanned print sheets for collation. We don't have that. EC doesn't have, and they want to push through for it to be used as for the collation. And you could realize just a while ago, they produced a scanned copy. They mentioned the figure. What we also have differs from them. So who ones are we taking? So that is the position we find ourselves.
So you heard the constituency organizer of the NDC make some allegations that the Electoral Commission does not have certain pink sheets. The NPP only has scanned copies of those pink sheets, but they want to push that through as their figures for those polling stations, and they, of course, disagree with that process, and so that he's also mentioned that some of the scanned copies of the pink sheets the NPP have produced have figures that conflicts with what they have on their own pink sheets. So yeah, the process is continuing, and we understand that the NDC have appealed the court's decision to direct for this coalition exercise to go. Now, the High Court judge ordered the commission to continue and finish these processes before tomorrow, January 6, 2024. All of this is being done in a race to gazette the results of these constituencies and get these MPs duly sworn into the 9th Parliament. 12:05 a.m. 7th of January. You had the returning officer here making some directives to the NDC's agents. Yeah, he mentioned that
So I think with the exception of Ablekuma North, the 3 have been successfully done. The challenge is with Ablekuma North. And as I said, there are always 3 sources of the document, either with the NDC, either with the MPP, or from the Electoral Commission. Yes, whatever it comes from. So where the 2 have, it becomes easy. But where the 2 have and there are discrepancies, the return officer will have to study them because he knows what to look for. So when he identifies that this one is genuine, this one is fake, then he takes a decision. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yes, so, but that's what on the face of it, the return officer knows what to look for. And I will not tell you. He's here to take decisions. So I will not tell you. You will hear and you will take a decision.
Thank you very much. So that was the Director of Training of the Electoral Commission, Dr. Okaikwei, explaining some of the processes currently ongoing at the Tema South, at the Ablekuma North Re-collation Center. Now, yes, Doc, we're here.
Like we did for Okaikwei. Truth should always be the truth. The political parties on their telecards, they have the results there. So even if you have lost the pin sheet, your telecard, the agents have the results on it. And that's what we use to complete the Okaikwei. So once we all agree that truth should prevail, we'll get over this.
So we are hopeful that by end of close of today, we should be done with Ablekuma.
With the decision of the return officer.
But you're set, you're hopeful
that the return officer will come and because it's the return that we should say that I have accepted this or I have not. I am not in a position to dictate to him. So
the processes you took him through, you're the Director of Training, but the processes you took your returning officer through, you're hopeful and confident that he will do a good job, and by close of today.
Good job. So at the end of the day, where he has enough to declare the results, if there are issues that the commission will have to sit on it, if you have to go further to contact the presiding officer, the agents, and then we will do.
So it's possible there may be polling stations where we will not complete today, and maybe the commission will make determination.
The possibility. Depends on the decision of the.
There could be reruns in some.
I can't talk about that, but let's wait for the return officer to take the decision.
All right, thank you very much. You heard again the Director of Training at the Electoral Commission, Dr. Sribo Kweku, speaking to us about what is going on at the Ablekuma North coalition table. Now, he mentions that the returning officer knows exactly what to look out for on the pink sheets to be able to authenticate them. And so whether the pink sheets are scanned copies or the original copies, the returning officer is trained enough to be able to look out for these things and make a determination whether to admit them or not. He says he's confident that by close of day today, the processes for Ablekuma North would be successful. Now, I asked him if there's a possibility of some reruns in some of the polling stations. Well, he says, well, he doesn't have any idea what would happen with these polling stations. So remember that the commission had earlier indicated a rerun of one polling station in Domikwabenya, but later decided against it because its own internal processes had pointed out to a victory for the NDC's Ablekuma South, and so subsequently the commission declared her winner for the Domikwabenya constituency. If you're watching pictures from the coalition room of the Electoral Commission here at their regional office in Accra, this is Channel 1 TV, your election bureau. This has been our coverage of the Electoral Commission's collation of results in some outstanding 4 constituencies following a directive of the court yesterday ordering the commission to go and complete the coalition in these outstanding constituencies. Tema Central has been completed. There were 2 outstanding polling stations in that constituency. Following the completion of the coalition process, Charles Forson emerged winner. Charles Forson is the NPP's candidate. He's now the MP-elect for Tema Central. I spoke to him earlier, and he is looking forward to his time in Parliament. The Commission has also completed the processes for Okaikwei Central. Patrick Boama is the Member of Parliament for Okaikwei Central. There were 31 outstanding polling stations for Okaikwei Central. Following the completion of the coalition processes, he again has been declared the winner, an MP-elect for Okaikwei Central, beating the NDC's Baba Sadiq. Now, the Commission has also done the coalition for Techiman South. Techiman South, Martin Ejeme-Sakosa is the sitting Member of Parliament for Techiman South. He went against Christopher Bayere, Donko Moses, and Buyong Idris. Buyong Idris and Donko Moses are independent candidates. Christopher Bayere is the candidate for the NDC. Martin Ejeme-Sakosa polled 46,663 of the votes. Christopher Bayere polled 43,429 of the votes. And so Martin Ejeme-Sakosa, Member of Parliament for Techiman South, current Minister for Local Government, retains the seat for the NPP and will return to Parliament as the MP for Techiman South. What is left is the results of Ablekuma North, which has been the area of contention since the processes began here today. The NDC raising some concerns about admission of scanned copies of the pink sheets by the Electoral Commission. These scanned copies being brought in by the NPP. And so that stalled the process for a while. The Commission gave all parties 1 hour to provide their pink sheets for the exercise to continue. After an hour, there was a meeting to discuss the issues, and then the coalition process began. The NPP's candidate, Nanekwia Owusu-Afriyie, is keenly monitoring the process with her agents who are currently going through the pink sheets available to them, and the Electoral Commission, also represented by the returning officer, also cross-checking the figures. I just noticed that a pink sheet that was just presented by the NPP's candidate. It looks like it's torn in some places. There are holes in it. Ablekuma North had issues at the collation center. Some pink sheets were destroyed. The Kwashiman Basic School, where ballot boxes were kept, was on fire. That constituency has had issues since the December 7 elections, and even on December 21, where the commission was recollating results from Ablekuma North, the returning officer at some point refused to go on with the processes and left the collation center briefly because according to him, he didn't have the full complement of the pink sheets. The processes have restarted today following the court order, and that is what you see currently in your shorts. The NPP's candidate is here. The NDC's candidate is not here.
Colleagues, friends from the media, we want to assure you that for us as New Patriotic Party, we have our pink sheet. What we went through the other time, we've learned lessons. We will not bring our original pink sheets for anybody to take it and tear them apart. We have our pink sheet. We had a directive from the EC. Submit your report, your results to the return officer. The return officer will look at them. Where there are discrepancy,
this is it. Well, just wait. Let's.
process with?
You're still watching Channel 1 TV. There's You're currently watching Channel 1 TV, the Election Bureau. This is our coverage of the Electoral Commission's collation processes of 4 outstanding constituencies following a directive by the High Court in Accra for the Commission to complete the collation processes for these constituencies and make a declaration of the winners. Now, these constituencies include Okaikwei Central, Ablekuma North, Tema South, and Tamale, and Tema South and Tema Central. Currently, the Commission is in the process of collating results in Ablekuma North. It has completed the collation for Tema Central, Okaikwei Central, and Tema South. All those constituencies have been declared for the NPP candidates, and they have been declared winners. Charles Forson for Tema Central, Patrick Wama for Okaikwei Central, and Martin Eje Mensah-Kosa for Tema South. Ablekuma North has taken a while because the NDC raised objections about the Electoral Commission admitting scanned copies of pink sheets from the NPP. But the NPP's argument is that their presentation of the scanned copies of the documents stems from the Electronic Transactions Act 2008, Act 227. And this is where they base their argument on. Section 26 of that act, and permit me to read. The one says a public agency that pursuant to any law accepts the filing of documents, requires that documents be created or retained, issues a permit, license or approval, or provides for a payment in accordance with the law may, and this is where the NPP put their emphasis, accept the filing of a document or the creation or retention of documents in the form of an electronic record. So for the NPP, the application of this law means that their filing of the pink sheets in the record of a scanned copy is in line with this law, for which reason they expect the Electoral Commission to accept those documents. The Electoral Commission had earlier given indication of certain ground rules that would govern today's exercise. One of those rules was the admission of scanned electronic copies or soft copies of pink sheets and hard copies of the pink sheets, of the pink sheets in today's exercise. The NDC did raise objections, but the process began and is still continuing, and they have done about half of the 62 outstanding polling stations, and the cross-checking and the verification continues. The returning officer is chairing the process, and earlier I spoke to Dr. Sribo Kweku, the Director of Training for the Electoral Commission, who says the returning officer is trained enough to observe a pink sheet, whether scanned copy or the original copy, and determine the authenticity of that pink sheet and the records. And so he says that they have many other ways to determine election results, and so the commission is in the process of doing the collation exercise. Now, this Today's exercise is as a result of a court order by the High Court in Accra, presided over by Justice Ejapong. The parliamentary candidates for the NPP in these 4 constituencies went to the court, arguing that the processes that led to the declaration of some constituencies were illegal, and so the judge upheld the NPP's mandamus application compelling the Electoral Commission to complete its own processes before declaration and before declaring the results of these 4 constituencies. The Commission is obeying the court order. The court also ordered that the IGP provide security for the exercise. So if you go outside this collation room, there are a lot, hundreds of police officers, immigration officers, and prison service officers helping the police manage security outside the Electoral Commission premises. I'm here at their regional office here in Accra. Within the collation room also, you have officers of the police service, prison service, maintaining security. A short while ago, one batch of officers came over and replaced those who had been here since morning. There was a changeover in the police officers and immigration officers here. Just to freshen up on the personnel here who have been working since morning. So the process has been ongoing since morning. And like I said, only Ablekuma North is outstanding. The rest have all been declared, collated and declared. Tema South, the Member of Parliament for the area, Martin Ejime Sakosa, spoke to him earlier, happy about the decision, says that he's grateful to his constituents and members of Parliament, leadership of Parliament who have supported him throughout these processes. He was here on December 21 where a Re-collation exercise was done. He was declared winner and had to return here again today for another exercise. He says he's grateful for the support that he has received from his constituents and from his colleague members of Parliament. For Charles Forson, he's always maintained that he knew on the night of December 7 that he had won the Tema Central election. And so he maintains that this coalition is a numbers game, and once he knew that he had won, he knew nothing could change that. The judge in the Tema Central case directed the commission to do the coalition for the 2 outstanding polling stations, and also because, according to the judge, the returning officer that declared E.B. Bright winner of Tema Central was not the returning officer for Tema Central, and for which reason a Re-collation exercise was to be done. And that has been done, and Charles Forson is looking forward to his first time in Parliament, and will be sworn in 12:05 a.m. on the 7th of on the 7th of January. For Okaikwei Central, Patrick Boama has had to deal with 31 polling stations not added to the polling stations in Okaikwei Central before Baba Sadiq was declared winner of that election. Baba Sadiq maintains that he has always maintained that he is the legitimate winner of the election, but the Electoral Commission has also maintained that the processes for before declaring a winner in a constituency have not been duly followed, and so there was the need for those polling stations to be added before a declaration is done. Now, the court did order for Re-collation to be done. When that was done today, Patrick Boama was declared winner of Okaikwei Central by 21,099 of the votes, and Baba Sadiq also polling 19,368 of the votes. That's more than 1,000 votes margin. Patrick Boama winning that Okaikwei Central seat. He has been a member of Parliament for Okaikwei Central. He's a member of the Finance Committee of Parliament, a respected member of.
All the cameras should be on Ablekuma North, and let's see whether they can produce that 281 pink sheet. They stand there, and Dr. Sribo is saying we should allow NPP to produce their soft copy or scanned copy for collation.
Are they supposed to present 281 or 62 pink sheets?
Now, that is why we are producing 62. But Dr. Nimaku, who all this while, NPP Ablekuma North said they do not have a single pink sheet. Today, is telling us they have all the 281. Today, I am happy you asked him that question. That all this while they've maintained they do not have a single pink sheet. How come this today they have all the 281? They are not even talking about 62 again. They are talking of having possession of 2. I want all your cameras. I challenge Dr. Numaku. Even today, he cannot produce 281 pink sheets. Just as he told you a minute ago, he can never. It is a total lie. He brought a pink sheet from other centers and he brought. Look, how do you? EC is saying they don't have pink sheets. They don't have soft copy. And Dr. Sribo is telling us we should allow NPP soft copy for collation. How do we allow a political party's soft copy for collation? Why has this happened before? They should give us one constituency that EC use soft copy for collation, not from the EC, but from an MPP. Where does this happen? It is up to the commission. And Charlie, what is happening in Ghana? Is it a one-party state? What is happening? What is happening? It's party for NPP. This is a constituency, the 2020 election. You beat NDC with a difference of over 24,000. And today you are claiming you criminally you are winning with 4,400 votes. It will never happen.
So you had the constituency organizer for the NDC in Ablekuma North contesting the NPP's claims that they have all the 62 polling station results in hard copy. Earlier on December 21, a similar collation exercise was done here. During the collation for Ablekuma North, the returning officer refused to continue with the processes because he didn't have the full complement of the pink sheets, and the NPP could not produce all the pink sheets. Now the NPP is telling us that they have in their possession all the pink sheets that were given to them at Ablekuma North during their December 7 elections. How does it feel again?
Thank you very much. We had to follow due process, and we always believed that the numbers were not going to change. But we thank God that we've had a peaceful collation exercise and a peaceful declaration. Thank you very much.
All right, so that was the Honorable Patrick Boama, Member of Parliament for Okaikwei Central, just been declared winner of the parliamentary elections. Just been declared winner of the parliamentary election in Okaikwei Central. So he polled 21,099 votes. Baba Sadiq of the NDC polled 19,368 votes. So per the declaration of the Electoral Commission, Patrick Boama is
Amate Ajauto, returning officer for Tema South. Following the court order that we should complete our collation today, we have come to the end of the collation for Tema South. And here are the results for Tema South. Martin Kwaku Aje Mensan Kosa polled 46,663 votes. Christopher Bayere Baswenti polled 43,429 votes. Donko Moses polled 140 votes. Boyong Idris polled 76 votes. Total valid votes are 90,308. Then total rejected ballots, 844. Total vote cards, 91,152. Now, there are issues with two outstanding polling stations. And these polling stations, votes have not been added to these votes that I've read to you. And these polling stations are DA Primary School, Bamiri. They have 657 voters. Islamic JHS, Abuosu, also have 481 voters. If you add them up, you will get 1,138 voters in these two polling stations. Looking at the results on the summary sheets, even if you add this total number of voters to one candidate, it will not make a change for the winner. And following the number of votes polled by the candidates, Martin Ajeme Sankosa is leading with 46,663 votes. With the power vested in me as the returning officer for Tema South, I therefore declare Martin Kwaku Ajeme Sankosa as Member of Parliament for Tema South elect.
Amen. 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 It is possible.
My name is Francis Chum, Deputy Returning Officer, Tema Central. Now, flowing from the court's decision for us to complete the collation of the two polling stations left in Tema Central, we have finalized the collation for all the 147 plus 1, which is special voting, making 148 polling stations in Tema Central. And here are the results. Mr. Charles Forson of the NPP had 18,870. Madame Ebi Bright of NDC had 18,000
815 votes. Mr. Frederick Enieje, an independent candidate, had 209 votes. Total valid votes, 37,894. Total rejected ballots, 144. Total vote cast, 38,038. Now, in view of the above results, and by the power vested in me, I, Francis Chum, Deputy Returning Officer, Tema Central, declare Mr. Charles Forson, MP-elect for Tema Central. Thank you.
Let me take you inside from the entrance to the inside, and let's see how things are happening. Asking the security situation inside from the outside into the Coalition Center. So you can see in your shot police officers here in their numbers. We would have to go through the barricade, and you can see the police officers here in their numbers, ensuring that no individual without an accreditation comes in here. So you have to go through the first barricade, and this is the second barricade, and you can also see police officers stationed here in their numbers, immigration officers also here in their numbers, ensuring that security is beefed up in this particular place, because that is the order that the court gave to the Inspector General of Police, that, well, security must be beefed up here because of the exercise that is happening. The Ghana National Fire Service is also having their officials here to ensure that they also support the effort of the Ghana National for the police officers, and also the Ghana Immigration Service. So you can see that the whole place is filled up with security officers from all the agencies, all the security agencies, ensuring that this place is intense when it comes to security situation here, and no supporter will be allowed to enter the collation room because they are not allowed to enter. If you do not have the needed accreditation, you would definitely not be allowed to enter into the collation room. So in your shot there too, you can also see security officers also stationed there. This is the road you take to the collation room. So we are giving you the security situation outside and how the Ghana Police Service has been able to beef up security here in this particular place. That is the Regional Coalition Center of the Electoral Commission, for the exercise to move on smoothly. So this is the situation outside the Regional Coalition Center. That is the Electoral Commission, and individuals who are outside, who want to come inside, will definitely be not allowed if you do not have the needed accreditation. But if you have the needed accreditation, it will either be looked at properly before you would be allowed inside. So as we understand, currently the exercise in there is the collation of the Ablekuma North constituency. But like you saw earlier, the supporters of Rabna Obin are outside, hoping that at the end of the day, the Electoral Commission will maintain that Rabna Obin is going to be the member of parliament elect. But that's the Electoral Commission's decision, and also the results that the Electoral Commission will decide. That will determine who becomes the member of parliament for the area. But earlier, the other constituencies have been declared. That is Okaikwei Central and also Tema Central, Tashi, and also Tema South has also been declared in the favor of the New Patriotic Party. But let's walk again outside, and we just brought you inside to just gauge the mood Ma to yote.
Dromona.
Ta jo boten.
Achomi Okanle.
Okanle mini.
Ayi.
Ayi. Me constituency oje.
Ya Ablekuma North.
Mini ji osan. E akeni nemba na ke mempi support say amete mempi bakobi e. Shingba na nya ba bia mi wa afia bia.
Wo no ni afi ekwe money wo opponent e ka no sisi ase aka declare ha wo. Wo na e ka no sisi what a court. Ni court ke on the 12th no ba. Yes so much ni moko twa mi ake aba electoral commission si aka aba na aba fe ko mi ne wo.
Be court ha hegba ake afi ko hu.
Ni court e kwa ake meni. Wo aya parliament meni aba e ka ake meni. Court e ka ake on the 12th no ba. No aba make we ka agbe na agbe wo president etanu etan ko na agbe ne na ba time na ha e ke wo president time e march 12 on the 12th ha wo. No mene mokokole aka ba bia wo nyenye na abon wo twa ake no de te no ne wo pele money akeleba ha wa ke le ji wo mpa etu no ko wo Ablekuma
na mo ne
tu free ye wo sumo le e ba skome e na ni chila ba fanle ne se be ko wo pele le for good 28 years wo pincho Ablekuma North kan nyumbo ne pe wo gbo kan nyumbo wo be go atapepa wo be street wo be market wo be nokoloko ni wana moko ne be ba die wo no so mom ye bia na nje ka wate so mom to slave trade di Ablekuma North ni rable ba ne ba die wo emi mi ne wo nye gbe na mo ewu ni akeka na 75% I declare no mi ni don
mi jo gbe ko
aso mi Grace Okanle ayi.
So what Grace Okanle ayi is saying, she is from the Ablekuma North constituency, that she was at church and she was giving the notice that some sort of collation exercises happening at the Regional Electoral Commission's office. So she rushed to this place to see what the situation is. But she is saying that the MPP parliamentary candidate, Ekwa as they don't want her. That is what she is saying. Well, the race in that particular constituency was between Irabna Obin and also Ekwa Efie. Irabna Obin of the... Let me take you inside. From the entrance to the inside, and let's see how things are happening. Asking the security situation inside from the outside into the Re-collation center. So you can see in your shot police officers here in their numbers. We would have to go through. What's your name?
My name is Dogbe Bismarck.
Dogbe Bismarck. From which constituency?
For Ablekuma North constituency, Kwashibu electoral area, and also unit committee member for Kwashibu electoral area.
But ideally, you are supposed to stay home and be watching this on TV or listening to radio, and not to come here and sit here waiting for the declaration.
I'm sure they are aware that there is an injunction filed that they shouldn't continue the coalition until tomorrow. You are asking, and I'm also putting to you, are they aware that there is an injunction on it and they have come here? So are they doing legal thing? And we coming here, are we also doing legal thing? My brother, you see, the work that you are doing, the media work that you are doing, you can't work in your station here, and then at the end of the day, you go to, excuse me to mention one of your sister stations, despite media, for them to pay you. Are they the one that you work for? No. People from Ablekuma North went out to cast their votes. Their verdict shows that they need change in Ablekuma North constituency, whereby past years, 28 years ago, there have been flooded in that area, no proper road, no street lights, nothing better in that constituency. And they said they need change. They have changed you. My brother, people of Ablekuma North constituency has done a lot for a free year. 2012 to 2016, you were MP elect for Ablekuma North constituency. There over to your premise, they drop you down. Later, Nanado in government appointed you as an ambassador to China. So you should be grateful to us for what we have done for you. But here at the case, he wants to show us that the constituency is bona fide property, whereby there is no way NDC can loop into it. But it's a verdict of the people who went out to vote. And at the end of the day, people say they don't want you.
At the end of the coalition exercise, if it comes out that the Electoral Commission should declare Ekria Efie as the MP-elect for Ablekuma North, what do you have to do about it?
They at the end of today's coalition, they will declare who?
If the EC should go ahead to declare Ekria Efie as the MP-elect for Ablekuma North, what is your stance on this?
My brother, if you have work, I want to put it to you again. If you have work in your station that you are now, and at the end of the day they have not paid you, what will you do?
Your name again?
Dogbe Bismarck.
Dogbe Bismarck. So does it mean that some of your supporters will be coming here in their numbers?
Senior man, they are on their way coming. Whatever that we will do to maintain the declaration that was made earlier on, we are still insisting we will maintain that. If they declare Kwefia, then meaning we have 2 MPs in Ablekuma North constituency. Are they not the same people who told us back in 2020 that if declaration is done, and at the end of the day, that candidate who is not in favor or that declaration doesn't go well with you, go to court? Where has that thing changed, my brother? I'm asking. Where has that thing changed? I was there home when I watched your people interviewing Bossman Nasari. And they quote him, quote I quote. He couldn't find a constitution, the CI 127, stating that there should be a re-collation.
Thank you so much. So,
taken with us from January all the way to December. We've gone through a lot and God has brought us far. Then next year I hope to see you stuck to your screens with Channel 1 TV. Also with your ears on City 97.3 FM. Enjoy the Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
2024 has been an eventful year. It is this year that we saw Ghanaians going to the polls to elect a new president. I want to say well done to Ghana for having a peaceful election. Well done to Ghana for being together in this, in the sense of patriotism, for coming together to elect a new president. And it is in this vein we celebrate Christmas. You know, when you're in the election mode, you don't know how it's going to go in terms of the outcome and in terms of peace. And we're able to tick all the boxes in terms of peace for the country. Christmas to me is giving. Christmas to me is love. Christmas to me is sharing, and Christmas to me is oneness. And in the spirit of that, I want to extend my love to all our viewers and our listeners for being with us over the years. It is because of your support, it is because of your prayers, it is because of everything you put to support us that we're able to pull this thing called Channel 1 TV as well as City 97.3 FM. I wish all of you a Merry Christmas and a happy, happy, happy New Year. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for sticking with us. And thank you for all your support and prayers during the election period. Afi o, afi aya niba nidawo. What's a benene no fiano yemu, no fiano efe, for keha Ghana, keha.
You see, you are just doing something and then when
What's your name?
My name is Dogbe Bismarck.
Dogbe Bismarck. From which constituency?
For Ablekuma North constituency, Kwashibu electoral area, and also unit committee member for Kwashibu electoral area.
But ideally, you are supposed to stay home and be watching this on TV or listening to radio, and not to come here and sit here waiting for the declaration.
I'm sure they today are aware that there is an injunction filed that they shouldn't continue the coalition until tomorrow. You are asking, and I'm also putting to you, are they aware that there is an injunction on it and they have come here? So are they doing legal thing? And we coming here, are we also doing legal thing? My brother, you see, the work that you are doing, the media work that you are doing, you can't work in your station here, and then at the end of the day, you go to, excuse me to mention one of your sister stations, despite media, for them to pay you. Are they the one that you work for? No. People from Ablekuma North went out to cast their votes. Their verdict shows that they need change in Ablekuma North constituency, whereby past years, 28 years ago, there have been a flooded in that area, no proper road, no street lights, nothing better in that constituency. And they said they need change. They have changed you. My brother, people of Ablekuma North constituency has done a lot for every year. 2012 to 2016, you were MP elect for Ablekuma North constituency. There over to your premise, they drop you down. Later, Nanado.
The NDC's constituency organizer for Ablekuma North, Musa Kalamu, has just joined us. Rashid Tanko was here. He says that you guys should abandon the process. Are you now abandoning the process?
Oh, yes. Once a national officer has given us a clear direction of the position of the party, we are abandoning the process. But before we leave, we should let the media know what happened. We had outstanding 62 polling stations. The MPP brought 41 scanned pink sheets, which the EC accepted. But again, out of their 62 pink sheets, the EC is also saying they are not convinced with 21, and then they've rejected 21
of the NPP's scanned pink sheets.
But in totality, as a party, we reject all the 62 because they are scanned pink sheets. And the EC has accepted 41, but they are rejecting 21. So for 1 hour, we are still sitting. They are saying they are waiting for order from above.
The NPP is quoting sections of the Electronic Transaction Act.
Not convinced. He has put aside it, but order from above will come and then force the returning officer. He has finished his job. You could see for over 31 hours we are seated there doing nothing. He's waiting for order from above. I don't know whether the order from above is the returning officer for Ablekuma North.
So how many polling stations were outstanding before the returning officer came?
2 polling stations were outstanding.
But I mean, after collation today.
After collation today, that is what I'm telling you. Out of the 62, MPP brought in 41. They brought in all the 62 scanned pink sheets for collation. The returning officer accepted 41 and says he's not convinced with the 21, so he's not going to go ahead with the collation. But the process has been stalled. Ordinarily, after taking that decision, he should announce his verdict and leave. But for 1 hour, they are saying they are waiting for order from above. I don't know what that order from above is. The coalition is the returning officer for Ablekuma North. He is the returning officer. He has accepted MPP scanned sheets, 41 of them. So if the same person is rejecting 21, what order from above? That is our point. You could see, but as a party, we've taken a decision. We are out of here.
Thank you very much. So the NDC abandoned the entire process of the re-collation of Ablekuma North constituency. The man you just heard me speak to was the NDC's constituency organizer for Ablekuma North. Earlier, the party's deputy director of elections and IT, Dr. Tanko Computer, was here. he says that what is happening here currently is an illegal process because according to the NDC, after the High Court directed the Electoral Commission to continue and complete the collation of these outstanding constituencies, the NDC secured a stay of execution on that order and duly served the Electoral Commission. And so for them, the collation process is ongoing here today is illegal, for which reason they chose to abandon it. However, there were some of their members here working as agents for certain constituencies, and that included Ablekuma North. Now that Tanko Computer has come and ordered them to leave, they have all abandoned the process. He tells us that the returning officer for Ablekuma North admitted 41 of the scanned copies of the pink sheets that the NPP presented to the commission today and rejected.
Two polling stations, okay, and that is what we've done. And the EC now says that yes, our scanned copy, they need to look at it alongside the soft copy or whatever copy the NDC has. And upon looking at it, there appears to be some discrepancy. And where there are discrepancies is the EC's rule. And EC doesn't have, so he's waiting to hear from his boss. For us, we've given them scanned copies of those results.
Earlier, you want some, 3 of the constituencies that were declared earlier on. Anywhere on it?
Oh, well, I mean, for us, we have been law-abiding. We've always said that let the law rule. And so you all knew that these are the results and that the New Patriotic Party had more votes than the other side.
And the NDC says they place an injunction on the process. Are you aware of that?
I'm not aware of it.
Will the NPP accept a rerun of the 21 polling stations that are in contention?
For the EC, we'll wait to hear from the EC. No, I mean, until the EC make pronouncements, what can we do? We'll wait for the EC.
Thank you very much. So that was the Director of Elections of the NPP, Evans Nimaku, speaking. The NPP is waiting on the Electoral Commission to make a determination going forward. The story from the Ablekuma North coalition process is that the NPP presented 62 scanned copies of outstanding polling station results, pink sheets. The returning officer for Ablekuma North has admitted 41 of those pink sheets, 21 of those he has rejected because of some discrepancies between that and the pink sheets that were presented by the NDC. And so he says that he is waiting. According to Mr. Nimakum, the returning officer is waiting on orders from his bosses. So that process has currently stalled. Everybody just seated around, some on their phones, others having conversations and waiting for the Electoral Commission to make a decision on what's next for Ablekuma North. So 21 pink sheets currently in contention. We asked Mr. Nimakon if the NPP would accept a rerun of the election in these 21 polling stations. But he says that, of course, they are waiting on the Electoral Commission to make a determination first before the party can go on and make a decision. This is Channel 1 TV's live coverage of events in the Collation Center of the Electoral Commission, where the Commission has today, pursuant to the orders of the High Court in Accra, been collating outstanding results of 4 constituencies and declared winners in 3 of these constituencies. Charles Forson declared winner for Tema Central. Patrick Boama declared winner for Okaikwei Central, and for Techiman South, Martin Eje Mensakosa declared winner for that constituency. The Ablekuma North seat has been in contention all day, and just when we thought there would be a finality to it, we're now being told that 21 of the pink sheets, scanned pink sheets presented by the NPP have been rejected by the Electoral Commission. The NPP is basing their presentation of pink sheets on some sections of the Electronic Transactions Act 2008, Act 772, which mandates a public agency that, pursuant to any law, accepts the filing of documents, requires that documents be created or retained, issues a permit, license or approval, or provides for a payment in accordance with the law. To accept the filing of a document or the creation or retention of documents in the form of an electronic record. So that was Section 26 of that Act, and this is what the NPP is basing their arguments on. The contention is now about the 21 polling stations. So far, the Commission set out to do collation for 4 constituencies, but Ablekuma Central is now holding up the rest of today's processes because the returning officer for that constituency has rejected 21 of the NPP's pink sheets because of some discrepancies between theirs and the NDC. Ordinarily, the rules of engagement suggest that the Commission's pink sheets, in cases where there are discrepancies between the NPP and the NDC's pink sheets, the Commission's pink sheets would have been used for the coalition. But in this case, the Electoral Commission does not have its pink sheet for these 21 constituencies. So the returning officer is says he's waiting on orders of his bosses at the Electoral Commission to make a determination and way forward. So I run by you some of the votes that were obtained by the various candidates in the constituencies that have been determined by the commission today. The NPP's Martin Kweku Ej Mensa Kosa in Tema South obtained 46,663 votes. Christopher Bayere of the NDC, Dr. Christopher Bayere of the NDC, polled 43,429, and Donko Moses, an independent candidate, polled 140. Buyong Idris, also an independent candidate, polled 76 votes. And so by virtue of these results, the NPP's candidate, Martin Ej Mensa Kosa, has been declared Member of Parliament elect for Tema South. He maintains the seat on behalf of the NPP. In other constituencies, Patrick Yabuama, the NPP's candidate for Okaikwei Central, he polled 21,099 votes. Abdullahi Abubakar Sadiq, popularly known as Baba Sadiq, polled 19,368 votes. Per the results, Patrick Yabuama of the NPP, Member of Parliament for Okaikwei Central, has been declared winner of that contest. Also in Tema Central, Charles Forsing of the NPP polled 18,870 votes. A.B. Bright of the NDC polled 18,815, and Frederick Anieje, an independent candidate, also polled 209. So Charles Forsing will enter Parliament on the ticket of the NPP as Member of Parliament for the people of Tema Central. Now, however, E.B. Bright, the NDC's candidate, and her lawyer, the MP for South Dai, Roxy Nelson Dafiameko, have given indication of pursuing this matter further. And so Charles Forsing says, okay, he will be ready if he's served with any court processes. And so looks like we've not heard the last of the Tema Central election. So these are the constituencies that have so far been completed today. What's left currently is the Ablekuma North constituency, where there were some disruptions at the collation center, at various polling stations on the day of election, December 7, 2024, and pink sheets belonging to the Electoral Commission were destroyed. Those of the NPP were also destroyed. And so the primary document for the collation of election results are now in contention in those areas. The NPP today, we're told, presented 62 of these pink sheets in their scanned forms to the Electoral Commission, and the Commission did admit these pink sheets, but rejected 21 of those. And unfortunately, the Commission also does not have the pink sheets, these 21 pink sheets, which would have been relied which would have been the document that they would rely on to continue with the coalition. The reason the returning officer is rejecting the NPP's pink sheets, 21 pink sheets, is because there are discrepancies in the NPP's figures on these pink sheets and that's of the NDC. Per the rules of today's proceedings, in cases like that, the Electoral Commission's pink sheets would have been the documents for the coalition, but once they also don't have access to their own pink sheets, the process is now left hanging and they are waiting for the commission to make a determination. My name is Charles Osukomi. You're still watching the Channel 1 TV. Coming to you from the Electoral Commission, the original office in Accra, the coalition room. Earlier we brought you some sights and sounds from outside the building where there's a heavy presence of police, immigration and prisons officers. The whole area has been barricaded to provide security for Electoral Commission officers, for party agents, for the media, as the Electoral Commission obeys the court order and embark on this coalition exercise. Remember, the Judge, Justice Japon, also directed the IGP to provide security for this exercise. And so I can count numerous officers of the Ghana Police Service here maintaining law and order. The process since morning has been a peaceful one. We've not had any major chaos or anything of the sort, especially because the coalition for 3 of these constituencies went on smoothly, and the NDC largely boycotting those coalitions also did help with the way, in the manner in which it went, and it was just the NPP's agents and Electoral Commission's officers just doing the tabulation, and the processes went there for those 3 constituencies, except for Ablekuma North, which has been difficult since morning because of some disagreements over pink sheets. So you can see very little activity on the Ablekuma North coalition desk. So the gentleman seated right after the man wearing the pink shirts is the returning officer. You also see, then you show the NPP's candidate, Nanekia, also free, the only lady seated at that table, and all of them now waiting. All of them now waiting on the Electoral Commission to make a determination. This is still the Channel 1 TV's broadcast of live events from the coalition of some 4 outstanding constituencies by the Electoral Commission here in Accra. My name is Charles Osukumi. Stay tuned. We'll go for a quick break and return shortly.
Unwrap a world of entertainment with DSTV.
We've entered a new era. Welcome.
Some of the boys think you are legends.
So cool. Your music, it's incredible.
I mean, everything is going exactly the way we dreamt it would go.
It's not enough to be good. We need to be different.
That's where I come in.
Have you been good the last year?
Oh my goodness! I can talk! Baby powder!
It's all about family. You want to shoot first? After you.
I can see the future. Shouldn't see that coming.
This is just so exciting.
Add a little more this festive with DSTV, your home of entertainment.